second day of this two-day cricket semi-finals between St. Elizabeth and St. Catherine. Yesterday we lost the last session due to rain. We are back live today. Beautiful sunshine here at Shedrin Park for cricket. Two slip, gully, point, cover, mid on, mid off, and a mid wicket. As in comes the man to bowl to Williams. No shot offered through to the wicket keeper. A lovely day here for cricket. Quite rightly so. Sunshine really shine brightly on the wicket. Umpire Chris, the standing umpire. Nemard, on top of his mark, sees that Williams is ready. In he comes to bowl to Williams. Williams is driving straight back to the bowler who didn't feel keenly. But in the end, no harm done. Another dot ball. Steady start this morning by the bowler. Skipper McCarthy, Banks. Very experienced campaigner. Indeed. So the St. Elizabeth employed this morning with two slip, gully, point, cover, mid on, mid off, mid wicket, and a man at fine leg. As in comes the bowler to bowl to Williams, who is pulling down to American fine leg for an easy single. So the first run this afternoon. Remind you, our listeners and spectators, the game started a bit late this morning due to a wet run-up. So we're back live here at Shedrin Park. Absolutely brilliant afternoon for cricket. 6-1 without loss. The new batter is Bennett to take his first strike this afternoon. As in comes the bowler to bowl to Bennett, who's forcing this one out to cover. Can't score. Score is kept on 61 without loss at the end of the first over this afternoon. St. Catherine replying to St. Elizabeth, 96 all out. They're 61 without loss. So first time in this innings we're going to see spin. Spin from our commentary end. Check our ball. Lennox Simpson, former youth player, second with wickets in the competition with 41 wickets. Just thanks for my correction, 40 flat. Lamont from the Centon Cricket Club with 43. Very decent off spinner. I've seen him played against the Jamaica Defence Force last weekend. He got 6 wickets in a game. Very decent young cricketer. The number 16 in his back, tossing the ball from hand to hand. Looks up, sees that the man called Williams is ready. In he comes, passes the umpire now to bowl to Williams. Williams is getting a ball on the off stump, plays defensive back along the pitch. Can't score. Good start by the off spinner. Decent start, as you can hear. His in comes the ball to Orion, who's driving in the air. There's a chance of catching. No, it won't land safely. That's off. Unfortunately, there for the fielding team, that ball was lofted in the air. The fielder running across. Didn't get there in time. And Williams live to fight again. 62 without loss. As in comes the spinner with 40 wickets in the competition so far to bowl to Bennett. Bennett is getting the ball on the off stump, plays defensively. The youngster, former youth player, jogs across the fields, and there is no run. Score 62 without loss. Replying to St. Elizabeth, 96 all out. As in comes the off spinner. In he comes to bowl to Bennett, who is driving sweet shots through the covers. Is will that have the wings to get near it? Won't. The outfield is a bit wet, damp, and they are back for the second. Sweetly timed there by Bennett. He looks a complete cricketer, is Bennett. Nice shot there by Bennett. He's turn tall, punch it high, elbows, stroke it nicely through mid off. I tell you something, this youngster is a talented youngster. Is Bennett. As in comes the off spinner to bowl to Bennett, who's playing forward back along the pitch. Bowler achieves, can't score. Score is kept on 64, I reckon. 64 without loss, tracing 96 for first innings. It's come Neymar to bowl to Bennett, who's getting a wide delivery. That's a weary delivery down the leg side. Cross for one, will they think about the second? Good running. Excellent running by the St. Catherine team. Back for the second one. Bad return by Neymar. Keeper not collecting cleanly. At the end of the second over this afternoon, the score is 66 without loss. I tell you something, the sun is out very bright here at Shedding Park. Yesterday we have lots of rain here. Couldn't get a resumption after the umpire call bad like this yesterday. All right, back to you now, Mr. Brown.
I pull up my camera coverage just to
go
viral.
Boss me, man. I look lead, innit?
St. Catherine Cricket Club are 68 for 2, replying to 96 made by St. Elizabeth Cricket Association. The not-out batsmen are Orain, Williams and Bennett. So Williams will be facing as Neymar makes his way in from the southern end. Bowl to Bennett, and he whipped this ball away over the top, down to the long on boundary for 4. Good looking shot there by Williams. Neymar just straining his length there and just touching down and off and about the leg stump. And Williams whipped the ball away over the top, down to the long on boundary for 4. So St. Catherine Cricket Club now have pushed on to 70 without loss. As we watch Owen Williams, he seconds in his crease as Neymar makes his way in, right arm over the wicket, and he cuts, misses outside the off stump through to the keeper right, and there is no run. Just look at the field. 2 slipper gully, backward pointer cover mid off, mid on, mid wicket, and a man on the backward square leg boundary. As we are off to a very late start here at Shedwin Park due to rain yesterday and overnight, a damp outfield. In fact, a very wet outfield. And at the bowler's run up, there were some issues there at the bowler run up as it was soft. As Neymar looks up and see that Williams is ready, he begins to move in from the southern end of the ground. He passes the umpire just about now and bowl to Bennett, and Bennett defends into the onside. The man at short mid wicket field just about now, and there's no run. So the score is 70 without loss. Replying to 96 made by St. Elizabeth. Neymar bowl to Williams, and Williams a short delivery, and he's on top of the bounce and plays it just down in front of him, and there's no run. So 70 without loss. Bennett is on 22 and Williams is on 44. Williams is on 44. So good going here by the St. Catherine Cricket Club openers. Nice clear sky here at Shedwin Park in St. Catherine. It's a very cool breeze blowing across the commentary box. We are high up in the air as Neymar moves in from the southern end of the ground and bowl to Williams, and Williams pull this one down to the man on the backward square leg boundary. He's about 10 meters in from the boundary. He sends the return into call right, the wicket keeper, another singer. So Williams moves up to 45 and the score is 71 without loss as Bennett comes in to strike. Former BB Cook cricketer out of St. Elizabeth, now playing against his birth parish. As Neymar turns and begins to move in, He passes the umpire just about now and ball to Bennett, and Bennett allows that one to go through outside the half stump, taken by the keeper. So at the end of the over, St. Catherine Cricket Club replying to St. Elizabeth Cricket Association 96 all out or 71 without loss. So Lennox Simpson, the right arm off spinner who wreaked havoc last week in the match against the Jamaica Defence Force. He will be looking to create that same havoc as he only has 25 runs to play with at the moment. St. Catherine Cricket Club. They are marching towards first innings lead here on the second day of the semi-final cricket match, the Jamaica Cricket Association semi-final match, as Lennox over the wicket, bowl to Williams, and he flicked it, dropped short at the man at short mid wicket. There's a loud shout of catch it, but it just drops just short of him. Well done to stop that delivery from beating him. That was a good effort there by the fielder at short mid wicket. Let's look at the field. A slip, a backward pointer cover, a mid-on, a mid-off, a mid-on, a short mid wicket, forward short leg. And a man at a short fine leg as the skipper is now pushing back both the mid-on and the mid-off. He's pushing them up on the boundary, and there seems to be confusion here. He's calling up back the long off, back to mid-off. So there's a long on. Instead of a mid-on, there's a long on. Let's watch Lennox Simpson as he bowls to Bennett. And Bennett, he bowls to Williams. Williams play the ball down the onside. The field at short mid-wicket, runs to his left-hand field, and there's no runs. Lennox Simpson. Let's watch Lennox Simpson, right arm off spinner, over the wicket from the northern end. Bowl, that's a lovely shot through the offside, over the top by Williams. 6 runs. Oh, what a lovely shot. So he tossed that one up, and Williams onto the front foot and hit it high over the top. 6 runs. So Williams is now on 51. That's his half century. As St. Catherine Cricket Club closing on first innings lead. The score now moves up to 77 without loss. Williams is on 51. Bennett is on 22. St. Catherine Cricket Club's 77 without loss. Williams on 51. Let's look at Lennox Simpson. Right arm over the wicket. This captain is not ball watching. He's not following the ball as he's on the back foot this time, and he strokes it down to the fielder on the long on boundary, who comes in, picked up one hand, send the return into the bowler, and they're through for a single. 78 without loss. Williams move on to 52 as Bennett comes in to strike. Let's watch Simpson. Over the wicket, bowl to Bennett. Bennett defends onto the offside of the pitch. The fielder covers field, and there's no run. So the score remained on 78 without loss. Lennox Simpson over the wicket, bowl to Bennett, and Bennett defends again, now off the back foot this time, and just open the face of the bat and guide it down to the man at backward point, and there's no run. So at the end of the over, the St. Catherine Cricket Club, they are 78 without loss in pursuit of 96 made by St. Elizabeth Cricket Association. Welcome back, Marlon Pinnock, to the microphone.
Thanks, Sir Brown. Pretty decent start this afternoon by the batters. Williams look very positive indeed. Williams is on 52. Bennett is on 22. 78 without loss. As it's going to be a change of bowling from the scheme end. It's going to be Ebanks with 2 slip. Gully, point, cover. Mid-on, mid-off, mid-wicket, and a man at the fine leg boundary. Williams with the number 22 in his back. Very all-round cricketer is Williams. Ebanks looks up, sees that the man called Williams is ready. In he comes, the bowl to Williams. Williams is driving straight to the man at cover. There's a misfield there by, I think it's Kerry Olness. And there is a single to Williams, who pushes up by a single to 53. The total 79 without loss. As Bennett is ready to take strike from Ebanks. Same field as in comes Ebanks. to bowl to Bennett. Bennett is driving, sweet shots. Oh my word, that's a shot. Very sweet timing. The high elbow stroking nicely. Pass banks for four. Lovely timing by the youngster in Bennett. He moves on to 26, the total 82 without loss. That was a sweet bit of timing there by Bennett. He just came on the front for stroking nicely. Pass mid off for four. Lovely shot there by the youngster Bennett. He's growing in confidence, is Bennett. And quite rightly so. 83 without loss. Thanks my scorers. Ebongs rubbing the ball on his fan. Sees that the man called Bennett is ready. In he comes to bowl to Bennett, who's steering this one to the man at Gully. His McCarthy's in the way, can't score. 83 without loss. Oreen Williams well set on 53. With him is Bennett on 26. Eubanks top scored for the St. Elizabeth team with 37. In comes now to bowl to the right-handed Bennett, who's playing back towards the onside. And there is no run. 83 without loss. Good opening partnership so far by these two batters from the St. Catherine team. I like the discipline and the determination of these two openers thus far. As in comes the man called Eubanks. Passes the umpire now to bowl to Bennett, who's getting a ball outside the off stump. No shot off a through to wicket keeper. Excellent day for cricket. We lost a bit of play yesterday due to serious rain, but today we lost some early this morning, so we're starting after lunch. As in comes Eubanks to bowl to Bennett, who's getting a wary delivery. I think it's a wide, quite right, the signal by umpire Chris. It's a wide delivery. I don't know what was Eubanks trying there. That was short, it was really wide. Really wide. And Eubanks is in disbelief, but good call here, umpire, by the umpire. Chris? It was a wary delivery, very wide. So, Eubanks still arguing with the umpire. He's in disbelief. He retrieved the ball now. Sees that the man called Bennett is ready. In he comes to bowl to Bennett. Bennett is getting a ball beaten outside the off stump. All ends up pushing forward, ball leaving him outside the off stump through to the wicket keeper. At the end of the over, I reckon 84 without loss, replying to St. Elizabeth 96 all out. The man called Simpson, 40 wickets to his name so far, second in wickets in the Senior Cup cricket competition so far this season. I guess the St. Elizabeth team should be still thinking about it's not over until it's over. No, the game last weekend against the Jamaica Defence Force, never say over until it's over. As Simpson sees that the man called Williams is ready. In he comes to bowl to Williams, who's getting one on the leg, some turn it to the man at short leg who feels keenly, and there is no run. 84 without loss, pursuing to St. Elizabeth 96 all out. As in comes Simpson to bowl to Williams. Williams is getting a nice delivery on the line of Nicholson, playing back along the pitch. And there is no run. Simpson, very decent off spinner, is Simpson, former youth player. As in comes Simpson to bowl to Williams. Williams is getting a short ball down the leg side. And good collect here by the wicket keeper, skipping across, collect keenly. Very good work by the old veteran behind the stumps. I enjoyed watching the veteran bat and keep. Very decent young man indeed he is. As in comes Simpson to bowl to Williams. Williams is licking this one over point. A rather miscued shot. They are back for the second. Williams looking to muscle that one over cover. It in the end just peel off the bat and flew over point. And they are back for the second runs. The score pushes up by 2 to I reckon 86 without loss. 20. As in comes Simpson to bowl to Williams, who's back driving this one down to long on. Want to ease a single. The fielder is McCarthy. And that's all they will get. Score pushes up now to 87 without loss. As in comes Simpson to bowl to Bennett, who is pushing the one out to cover. And there is no run at the end of the over. The score is 87 without loss. Bennett is on 26. With him is Williams on 57. Back to you now, Mr. Brown.
St. Catherine Cricket Association, Cricket Club really closing in on victory at this time. They are 87th without loss, needing another 10 runs to get first innings lead.
Cricket Club, yeah? Cricket Club, that doesn't see.
So as change of bowling, is there a change of bowling? Or is
No.
Ebanks.
As he missed his run up. 87 without loss. Just another 10 runs to get first innings lead here. As Williams retake his guard. He is on 52. And Bennett is with him, who is on 20.
56 and 26.
56 and 26.
Respectable.
So the scoreboard is given a different figure.
I'm on the scoreboard right now.
So Williams is on 56, Bennett is on 26.
Oh.
As he banks to continue for St. Elizabeth. From the southern end, over the wicket, bowl to Williams, who swings this in the air, just out of the reach at the man at mid-on, and they've gone through for a singer, and that's all they will get. That one was just out of the reach at the fielder at mid-on, and they got a singer. So the score now moves up now to 88 without loss. 88 without loss. Williams have moved up now to 57, and Bennett remains on 26 as Bennett is in strike as we watch Nemad over the wicket. Bowl to Bennett, and Bennett plays this one into the onside, and the field at short mid-wicket runs to his right field, and there's no run. That one just getting the inner portion of the bat and going all along the ground to the fielder at short mid-wicket, who runs to his right and field, and there was no run. So Ebanks is operating with two slips of gully, a backward pointer cover in the mid-off as he makes his way in up to the wicket and bowl to Bennett, and Bennett is on the back foot and stroke the ball into the offside, and there is no run. The score remained 88 without loss. So just to continue the field, so there's a mid-on, a straight mid-wicket, and a field at 10 meters, 10 to 15 meters in from the backward square leg boundary as the Banks passes the umpire. A very short run up bowl to Bennett, and Bennett eases the ball into the offside, and again there's no run. The return comes into the keeper, call right, and the score remained an 88 without loss. St. Elizabeth really in need of a breakthrough. There's a spattering of spectators as a bird flew across the field. Nemad up, bowl to Bennett. That one kept low, looking to cut it, but it cut over the top of the delivery. So at the end of the over, that over from Ebanks, the score read St. Elizabeth Cricket Association. They are 88 without loss. Williams is on 57, Bennett is on 26 for St. Catherine Cricket Club. As we look out into the distance, bright, clear skies here at Shedwin Park. Lennox Simpson to continue from the northern end of the ground. He will be bowling to Williams. Up, short turn down the left side. Williams just withdraw out of the shot, and the ball goes through to the keeper, who failed to collect it, bounced off his pad, and went to the field at forward short leg. So there's adjustment in the field. Ebanks going to leg slip, and the man at backward point is now moving towards a first slip. So let's look at the field. So there's a slip, a leg slip, and a forward short leg. Those are the catching purses as Simpson bowl to Williams, who reverse sweep down to the boundary for 4. So he reverse swept that one where a backward point would be, and it went straight down to the boundary for 4. It was a full toss, and he capitalized well and played the stroke well as it went into the boundary for 4, and the score now moves up to 92 without loss. So St. Catherine Cricket Club has pushed on now to 92 without loss. But that was a poor delivery from Williams. It was a full toss, and from Simpson, it was a full toss, and it was duly dealt with by Williams, who reverse swept. Just as they removed the fielder from backward point. There's still no backward point as Simpson bowl to Williams, who is on the back foot, and he turns the ball, pass forward short leg to in the vicinity of the umpire. Forward short leg has to run after it, and in the meantime, they got the opportunity to go through for a single, and the score as now moves up to 93. So that will be 93 now without loss. Williams have moved on to 62. Bennett remains on 26. And as Simpson bowl to Bennett, and Bennett's hitting this one through mid-on, down to the man on the long on boundary, comes in and field, and there's a single, and the score now moves up to 94. Bennett is now on 27. Williams remained on 62 as he comes into strike. They still have a slip, a leg slip, and a forward short leg for Williams. He took his guard as he waits. Simpson, right arm over the wicket, bowl to Williams. That's one short, and he pulls it away down behind square, 4 runs, and that's another boundary. That's another poor delivery from Simpson, and it was duly dealt with by Williams, who's now moved up to 66 and is looking very, very good.
First innings up.
So that's the first innings lead for St. Catherine Cricket Club. They are now 98 without loss and have taken first innings lead here and is on their way to the finals of the Jamaica Cricket Association Senior Cup as we watch Simpson bowl to Williams, and that one on the middle stump, and he plays it to the man at forward short leg. So at the end of the over, St. Catherine Cricket Club are 98 without loss, replying to St. Elizabeth Cricket Association 96. So St. Catherine Cricket Club have taken first innings, and in all likelihood they will be the finalists. They will be one of the finalists in the Jamaica Cricket Association Senior Cup 2023. Marlon Pinnock.
Thank you, Sir Brown. Good opening partnership thus far between these two batters. Already taking first innings, the two batters from St. Catherine. Excellent opening partnership so far. As in comes Eubanks to bowl to Bennett. Bennett is pulling this ball straight to the man at short mid wicket, can't score. The man Simpson is in the way. 98 without loss. Horace Williams is on 66 with him, is Bennett on 27. As in comes Eubanks to bowl to Bennett, who is pushing the ball out to cover. Olis is in the way, can't score. Some news coming in from the other semi-finals. 167 for 9. St. Ann batting. 100 from the youngster in St. Ann. As in comes Eubanks to bowl to Bennett, who is pushing this one out to cover. Olis is in the way. Once more, can't score. Pretty decent battings. Ronaldo Ingram from St. Ann getting his 5th Senior Cup century for St. Ann, as this one is steered down to fine leg. The big Powell is in the way, only a single. Good return there by the old veteran Powell, Troy Powell. Eubanks sets mid-on a bit wider. He's employed with 2 slip. Gully, point, cover, mid-on, mid-off, and a man at short mid-wicket. As in comes Eubanks to bowl to Williams. Williams is punching this one out to cover. The man Holness is in the way, can't score. 99 without loss. So the St. Catherine have already taken first innings points here. Looking very good is Williams. It seemed to me Williams is eyeing up a century here. As in comes Eubanks to bowl to Williams. Williams is turning this one towards the onside. Can't score. At the end of the over, St. Catherine replying to St. Elizabeth 96 all out. They are 99 without loss. Orion Williams is on 66, and with him is Bennett on 28. Decent enough start here by these two openers as the sun is out in its glory. Beautiful sunshine here at Shedwin Park for cricket. Not much spectators here though, but it's a beautiful day for cricket. Reminds you, yesterday we have a lot of rain, but we are live today. So in comes Simpson to bowl to Bennett, who's getting a ball on the middle stump, trying to turn this one back to the bowler. who fields. And a good, decent bowling here by Simpson. As in Simpson with 40 wickets in the competition so far. To bowl to Bennett, who's getting a shot. He's pulling. Yes. Is it off the bat? They are saying catching, but the man at short leg didn't have a clue where the ball went. my word, Bennett saw it short, right back on the back foot, looking to heave it over mid-wicket. The tin of a hedge found the ball balloon in the air. The man at the back pad fielder had no chance whatsoever. He didn't see the ball. As it's Simpson. Sees that the man called Bennett, he's ready. In comes Simpson to bowl to Bennett. Bennett is punching this one to a straightish mid-wicket. Can't score. 99 without loss. Bennett is on 28 with him. Is William. In comes the ball in the air. A low shot there by Bennett in the air. McCarthy takes the catch. Simpson gets another wicket. And the first wicket goes down for St. Catherine. They are 99 for 1. Another wicket to the youngster Smith Tally. He's on 41 wickets. He's just 2 behind the centre and left arm spinner. So good bowling here by the youngster Smith. Just giving the ball some here. Loop it, slow it up. Big drive found by Bennett in the air. And a good, easy catch by McCarthy. So in pursuit of 96 for first innings. St. Catherine leading the target now. They are just 2 runs ahead. But just lost their first wicket. Is Bennett goes back into the hunt for 28, playing nicely, and then a loose shot. That's a really loose shot. He was set, and a loose shot like that, he shouldn't be comfortable with that innings. As the incoming batsman is Carlos Brown. Just recently played his first class game for the Jamaica Scorpions. A very talented batsman. Stroke-wise player. Disciplined enough player. But Simpson with 41 wickets in the competition will really want to get this man very early. As Simpson tossing the ball from hand to hand. Sees that the man called Brown is ready. In he comes, passes the umpire now to bowl to Brown, who's playing back to the man at short leg, can't score, and a good first stop delivery to the man called Brown. As it's Simpson with 41 wickets in the competition. In he comes to bowl to the man called Brown. He's getting one down the leg side. No shot offer through to wicketkeeper, who didn't call it clean, he's right. At the end of the over, St. Catherine are 99 for 1. Back to you now, Mr. Brown.
The St. Catherine Cricket Club have lost their first wicket. The man out, Bennett, for 28. So still at the crease on 60. Is on 66. So Williams is still on 66. And the new batsman, Carlos Brown. In the other match at Savannah Park, Kingston Cricket Club, having made 193, St. Anne's in reply are 167 for 9, with Ingram on 100. As Ebanks bowled to Williams, and Williams is playing this one down to mid-on, where the field and there is no run. The Banks is from the southern end of the ground. So Kingston Cricket Club 193 all out, St. Anne 167 for 9, Ingram on 100 as the Banks bowl to Williams, and Williams defended into the onside and there is no run. So the field remained the same, 2 slip and a gully, a backward point, cover mid-off, mid-on, short, mid-wicket, and a fielder 10 meters in from the backward square leg boundary. Carlos Brown is a new batsman. He has faced 2 deliveries so far and yet to get off the mark. It banks over the wicket, ball to Williams, who drive it, peels off the outer portion of the bat over the top of the man at backward point and runs into the third man boundary for 4, pushing up Williams now to 70. So Williams have moved up to 70, and that's the 100 for the St. Catherine Cricket Club. They are 103 now for 1. So that one was pitched up by Ebanks. Williams went into the drive. It peels off the outer portion of the bat, high in the air, over backward point, and runs into the third man boundary for 4. 103 for 1, St. Catherine Cricket Club. So a very interesting match there at Savannah Park between Kingston and St. Anne's as the Banks over the wicket, bowl to Williams. Williams stands up tall and defend into the onside, and there's no run. Very, very interesting and tight match going on at Savannah Park. They are at lunch now at Savannah Park.
They're all out now, yeah?
Oh, they are just back from lunch. So
All
Kingston
out
Cricket Club have won first in that match. St. Anne first delivery after lunch. Have been bowled out for 167, the very first delivery after lunch. So in all likelihood, the 2023 finals will be between Kingston Cricket Club and St. Catherine Cricket Club. So St. Anne put up a violent effort there, a good last wicket partnership, but we're just unable to see through the line as he banks over the wicket, bowl to Williams. Williams off the back foot and strokes it back down the pitch on the offside of the pitch, and there's no run. So it will be a Kingston CC versus St. Catherine CC finals in this year in the 2023 Jamaica Cricket Association Senior Cup final. As Williams secures, he sees that the Banks begins to move into him, passes the umpire and bowl outside the half stump. He allows it to go through goes through to right the keeper. So at the end of the over, St. Catherine Cricket Club are 103 for 1. Williams at 70. Carlos Brown is yet to score after facing 2 deliveries. The batsman out, gone for 28, is Bennett.
Bowl Simpson caught McCarthy. Bowl Simpson caught McCarthy, 28.
Okay, thanks.
Bro, Naranda game of play, yeah?
Kaiser.
Oh.
I don't really make no mistake, alright?
So Bennett went out, caught McCarthy, bowled Simpson, who will continue from the northern end over the wicket, bowl to Carlos Brown. That one pitches and he turn it down to the man at backward square leg, who comes in but cannot prevent the single. So Carlos Brown is off the mark and the score moves up to 104 for 1. So maybe Lennox Simpson is probably bowling just a touch too straight. He should probably be starting these deliveries just on about 5th stump. He probably bowling too straight. He's getting a little bit of turn as we watch as Simpson into bowl to Williams, and that he swings this away down to the man on the backward square leg boundary, and they gets another single, and the score moves up to 105. Poor return by Simpson. The keeper unable to gather, backed up in the offside and no damage done. So 105 for 1. So Simpson probably just bowling a touch too straight. Probably need to start outside the half stump and challenge both end of the edge of the bat. That one was short outside the half stump. The batsman on the back foot and just cuts it into the gap on the offside, and they're through for a single. So Brown is now on 2. Williams is on 71 and the score 106. 106 for 1. That one did not turn. It was straight. So once he started outside the half stump, it appears that it doesn't turn. So let's look as Simpson over the wicket, bowl to Williams, who down the pitch, and he drives it down to the man on the long on boundary, and that's another run. So the score now moves up to 107. 107 for 1.
So hold on.
Williams move on to 72. Williams now move on to 72. Carlos Brown is on 2. As Simpson bowl to Brown, and Brown drives back to the bowler, and there's no run. Good looking shot, a slip, a forward short leg, and a leg slip. So extra cover, mid off, mid on, short mid wicket as that one down the leg side again. The batsman looked to turn it into the onside, got the outer portion of the bat, and it goes back down the pitch to the bowler. So at the end of the over, St. Catherine Cricket Club, they are 107 for 1. Williams is on 72, Carlos Brown is on 2, and they are in charge here at Shedrin Park in St. Catherine. What's his full name? The guy who made the 100, what's his full name? So let's watch the Banks. He put in a strong breeze. So Ronaldo Ingram is the batsman from St. Ann that made the 100.
107 from 219.
107 from 219 deliveries. He's a past student of
9 fours and a 6.
About not Gallimore.
He's a past student of Arbuthnot Gallimore. 9 fours and 3 sixes.
1 6.
1 6, sorry. 9 fours and 1 sixes. That's Ronaldo Ingram from Alexandra in St. Ann. As we watch, Williams faces up to Ebanks. And Ebanks, that one took him on the gloves. He dropped the bat. There's a little extra bounce there. He was onto the front foot and just looking to defend the ball. But it bounced more than he expected. And it took him on the gloves and he flashes away. Both gloves are off. He's now taking off the helmet. The bat is on the pitch. So that one must have bounced a little more than the batsman expected. And the 12 man is on the field. As someone shout out to cut his throat and not to let him suffer. The score is 107 for 1. Williams on 72. Carlos Brown is on 2. So St. Catherine Cricket Club, they are in charge here of this semi-finals. As Kingston have wrapped up first innings in their semi-finals against St. Anne's at the Noranda backside play field in Discovery Bay, St. Anne. After violent effort by the St. Anne last wicket, they succumbed the very first ball after lunch. So Ronaldo Ingram made 107 from 212 deliveries, 7 fours and 1 6. Good innings from young Ingram. As it seems like all is well with Williams. He's now putting his helmet back on. He's on 72. And we'll be looking to score a century here. Both batsmen at the crease have represented Jamaica in regional 4-day cricket. So he's now getting ready to take strike. As the fielders goes back into position. Ebanks walk back to the top of his mark at the southern end of the ground. So it's 2 slips, a gully, backward point cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, backward square leg as Ebanks over the wicket, bowl to Williams short, and he pulls this to the right of the man at short mid-wicket, and they're gone for 1. They're back for the second. As the fielder field down, will they take on his arm for the third? No, they decided against it as the return comes in and backed up into the offside, and they've gone through for 2. So Williams have pushed up now to 74. So 74 for Williams, 2 for Carlos Brown. The score now moves up to 109 for 1. So that one was just out of the reach at the fielder at mid-wicket, who seemed to pull out of the effort. Maybe he could have gone for that ball, but he pulled out of it just at the last moment. Clearly, Ebanks is not very happy with that. He thinks the fielder at mid-wicket should have gone for it. As he moves away from the southern end, bowl to Williams, and Williams pulled this to forward of square. The man at backward of square leg runs around to his left field and send the return into the keeper right, and they are through for a single. 110 for 1. Williams moves up to 75. Brown remains on 2. As he will be facing Ebanks for the first time. He rubs the ball, he mops his brow and puts some moisture on the ball. He's talking to the fielder at mid-off, Brown Seckers. He polishes away, that's Ebanks at the southern end. He now starts his run-up. He passes the umpire up to the wicket and bowled to Brown. Brown leaves it outside the off stump and lets it go through, and there is no run. So the atmosphere is just getting that little bit cooler. It's just getting a little cooler. The sunshine has gone. Looking in the south, it's clear skies, but behind me in the north, the clouds are gathering. There's a lot of chattering on the field among the St. Elizabeth players as Ebanks makes his way in from the southern end. Up to the wicket and bowl to Brown, who moves down the pitch, but then he covers up and plays the ball into the offside, and there is no run. A lot of pointing, a lot of gesticulation, a lot of talking on the field. right believing that it was the end of the over, was going towards the next end. A lot of talking on the field. 110 for 1. Williams on 75. Carlos Brown on 2. As a man at short extra cover, the catching cover. Brown seconds as the bank's moving and Brown drives in the air over the top. Down towards the cover boundary. 1-2 bunks over the rope for 4. Good looking shot there by Brown. He moves up now to 6. And the score moves up to 114 for 1 at the end of the over. Williams is on 75. So St. Catherine Cricket Club, in replying to St. Elizabeth Cricket Association 96, are now 114 for 1. Marlon Pinnock.
Thanks so much, Sir Brown.
Oh,
Nice little shot there by
sorry.
Brown. Came on the front foot, stroke it nicely.
114
Over
before the
extra
shot.
cover, 1-2 bounces into the boundary for 4. I tell you something, this youngster is a class player, is Brown. He just made that shot look very easy. So it's going to be Simpson to continue. 41 wickets so far in this year's 2-day competition. In he comes. The ball to the man called Williams, who's driving down to long on. One easy single. The man McCarthy's in the way. That's all he will get. So Williams pushes by a single up to 76. With him is Brown on 6. Samson with a man at leg slip. Cover, mid on, mid off. Deep mid wicket. In comes Simpson to bowl to Brown, who's stroking this one in front of point sweetly. Time, just stroking that one so sweetly. And they trudge through for a second runs. That ball was floated up. He just opened the face of the bat, stroke it in front of point for an easiest 2 runs there. He moves on to 8. With him is a well-set batsman in Williams on 76, who is eyeing up 100 here in this crucial semi-finals. As in comes Simpson to bowl to Brown. He's getting a short ball. Brown is punching this one to mid-off. There's a quick single. Good call in there by Brown. A bit of sloppy work there by number 21 for the St. Catherine, St. Elizabeth team. Customer single. But Brown looked very confident. Brown looked very business-like. Balls in the middle of his bat. As in comes Simpson to bowl to Williams, who is turning this one behind square for 1. The man at the deep square leg boundary. Get a return in. A bad return. Keeper not happy. And another single. 119 for 1. Early wicket, only wicket to fall this afternoon. Bennett. Bowl Simpson caught McCarthy for 28. As in comes Simpson to bowl to Brown. I make your pardon. And Brown stroke it back along the pitch, can't score. 119 for 1. As Simpson looks up, sees that the man called Brown is ready. Tossing the ball from hand to hand is Simpson. In he comes to bowl to Brown, who's turning this one behind square for an easy single. Score pushes by a single up to 120. 120 for the loss of 1. Orion Williams on 77. With him is Brown on 10. Thanks my scorers on 10. Brown looked very businesslike, stroking the ball nicely. 120 for 1. So the lead is now 24 leads so far. I tell you what, I think St. Catherine will be looking to just bat St. Elizabeth out of this game. As over by the north, cloud is building. There's no sunshine here at St. Catherine at the moment. As Evans with 2 slip point cover, extra cover, mid on, mid off, and a man at 3/4 in at the fine leg boundary. As is Ebanks. Sees that the man called Brown is ready. In it comes the ball to Brown, who's getting a wide delivery down the leg side and not collecting clean his right, call right. And the judge choose for a single. 121 for 1 by signal quite rightly by umpire Chris. So another single to the St. Catherine team. 121 for 1. Earlier we lost the wicket of Bennett for 28. As in comes Ebanks to bowl to Williams, who is bowled, clean bowl. Williams, I don't know what sort of shot Williams was looking, but his off stump is knocked out of the ground, and the big man here Banks strikes. Clean ball, he's having a few words, is Banks. So Williams is bowled by Banks for 77. So the score is 121 for the loss of 2. Is it late drama here at Shedding Park? Let's see. So the batsman making his way towards the wicket. Is Royal. So the new batter is Royal. How much century have now 2 days so far?
This? That one.
Javon Royal. Javon Royal makes his way towards the crease. Let's see the field for Royal. Mid-on, mid-wicket. Fine leg, 2 slip, gully. A slip, a gully, point, cover, extra cover, mid-on, mid-off, and a man at mid-wicket. Eubanks, as usual, having a few words to say to Royal. So in comes Eubanks to bowl to Royal, who's pulling this ball down to a long leg for an easy single. 122 for the loss of 2. As you can see, some words being exchanged there by Eubanks to Royal. And it's acceptable because in this sort of cricket, you're going to have players having words with each other. So it's Eubanks. On top of his mark, sees that the man called Brown is ready. In he comes, passes the umpire now to bowl to Brown, who's getting a nice delivery outside the off, some no shot offered through to wicket keeper. And there is no run. 122 for the loss of 2. So both openers are back in the pavilion. Williams out 77, bowled by Banks. As in comes the Banks to bowl to Brown. Brown is playing back along the pitch. Banks field, and there is no run. 122 for the loss of 2. As I was saying earlier, we lost Williams just in the same over, bowled by Banks for 77. And before that, we have Bennett. Bo Simpson caught Bennett for 28. So 122 for the loss of 2. As in comes the Banks. Sees that the man called Brown is ready. Passes the umpire just now to bowl to Brown, who spin back along the pitch. Can't score. Score is kept on 122 for the loss of 2 at the end of the over. Back to you now, Mr. Brown. Come on, you look it so better. Oh, you know, most man. I pressure that man pressure him out, him look like.
So the batsman out, Orion Williams, bowled by Eubanks for 75. And Bennett caught McCarthy, bowled Simpson for 28. St. Catherine Cricket Club 122 for 2. In the other semi-finals, Sentence, having lost first innings, have struck very early as Kingston are 1 wicket for no run. As we watch Simpson bowl from the northern end of the ground, he will be bowling to Javon Royal, the national cricketer who turns this ball down to the fielder and the backward square leg boundary, who tracks it, jogs in field and send the return to the keeper right, and the score moves up to 123 for 2. Brown is on 10. Royal just getting off the mark. Both batsmen at the crease are national representatives. as Simpson bowl to Brown, and Brown covers up and plays the ball into the offside.
First ball.
The fielder from first slip runs around field and return to the bowler, and there's no run. The umpire took the catch and relayed the ball to the bowler. Simpson moves in, bowl to Brown, and Brown on the front foot, and that one beaten between bat and pad, seemed to get the inner portion of the bat and just missed the leg stump there. It just missed the leg stump. Good stop by the fielder at leg slip, and there's no run. So Simpson is getting some purchase when he bowls straight, but when he bowls outside the half stump, he doesn't get it, and that one just drifting. No turn there just now, it just drifting. It was a quicker delivery, it just drifting. But the batsman Brown is equal to the task, and he plays it down to the fielder at mid-on. As we watch Simpson again, bowls to Brown, and Brown on the front foot defend, taken on the pad, loud appeal, not outside the umpire. And that was a stifled appeal. The bowler down on his haunches as he received the ball from the first slip, and he walks back to the top of his mark. So slip, leg slip, forward short leg. Williams bowled by Ebanks. As we watch Simmons bowl to Brown down the leg side, looking to turn the ball, but misses through to the keeper at the end of the over. St. Catherine Cricket Club are 123 for 2 in replying to St. Elizabeth Cricket Association 96. They lead by 27. The batsman at the crease, Brown, is on 10. Carlos Brown. Royal, Javar Royal is on 2. Both national representative as the banks to continue from the southern end of the ground. I've got the wicket of Williams in the previous over when he clean bowled him, that back his stump. So the batsman out. Bennett went caught by McCarthy after bowling of Simpson for 28. And Orain Williams bowled by Ebanks for 75. As we watch Javar Royal as Ebanks moves in, bowl to Royal, and Royal allows that one to go through outside the half stump through to the keeper, and there's no run. So first slip, then there's a gap between the first slip and you would say a third slip. There's a gap there, and then there's a backward point, there's a cover, a short extra cover, mid-off, a mid-on, a mid-wicket, and a man, as I said, 3/4, 8/10 way to the back, 4/5 way to the backward square leg boundary. As the Banks now moves, looks up and see that Royal is just about ready. He moves in, passes the umpire up to the wicket and bowl to Royal, and Royal defend that one on the stump, and he plays it to the man at short mid-wicket who moves in a few stride and field, and there's no run, and return the ball to the bowler as the Banks walk back to the top of his mark. So St. Anne's Cricket Association striking very early in the second innings, in Kingston's second innings, as Kingston
9 for 2, yeah?
Are now 9 for 2.
After over.
As we watch the Banks bowl to Royal, who moves down the pitch and swings and misses. The Banks saw him coming and bowled that one short. He saw him coming, bowled that one short. The keeper right shied at the stump. The words exchange between Royal and Ebanks. Ebanks is a very feisty cricketer. He's very competitive. He's a very competitive cricketer. As he walks back to the top of his mark. Confirm from his 9 for 2 or 9 from 2 overs?
9 for 10 for 2 now.
Yes, so St. Anne's, so Kingston in their second innings are 10 for 2 as the Banks bowl to Royal. Short, and that one top edge. The keeper on the first slip. Cat just out of the reach of the keeper at the first slip. Big effort by a keeper on the first slip. So Royal looking to turn that one into the onside. Got the top edge, the ball balloon high in the air. Very good effort from the keeper and the fielder at first slip, but they just could not get to it, and the batsmen are through for a single. Royal moves on to 3. Brown remained on 10. The score now pushed up to 120. As the scoreboard is just a little slow here. 124. 124 for 2. 124 for 2. As the Banks bowl to Brown, and Brown play a nice pleasing shot off the back foot. He just strokes it into the cover, and they go through for a single now. 125 as Brown moves up to 11.
Lead.
125 for 2. So that was a good delivery from Ebanks. Royal looking to turn the ball into the onside. Got the top edge, but try as they might, the fielders just couldn't get to it as the Banks again over the wicket, bowl to Royal on the stump, and Royal defend down the onside of the pitch. The bowler allows it to run through to the fielder at mid-on, and there is no run. So 125 for 2 at the end of the over. Carlos Brown is on 11. Javon Royal is on 3. Marlon Pinnock.
Thanks much. There's a little battle going on between Royal and the Banks. So the lead now here is 29. So St. Catherine leading by 29 runs here. So it's going to be Simpson to bowl to Brown, Carlos Brown. I reckon Carlos Brown got his first class game now a few weeks ago. As in comes Simpson. Skipper supports him with a short leg slip. There's an adjustment in the field here. They're taking out the slip, so there is a leg slip, a leg gully, a man at short leg, a straightish mid wicket, a deep mid wicket, deep square leg, cover, and mid off. So the slip is back, a leg slip, and a leg gully, deep square leg, deep mid wicket, straightish mid wicket, mid on, mid off, and a man at cover. So it's going to be Simpson. There's some delays here with the St. Elizabeth setting their field. Carl Wright is getting in the mids, so too is the Banks. Good. So it's all set and ready to go. Brown marks his guard, sees that Simpson is ready to deliver now. In comes Simpson to bowl to Brown. Brown is turning this one. It's a bit risky there by Brown, looking to turn that ball onto the onside. So there's a straightish mid wicket. There's a leg slip, a leg gully, slip, cover, mid on, mid off. Deep mid wicket and deep square leg. As in comes Simpson to bowl to Brown, is whipping this one straight to the fielder at short mid wicket. And there is no run. 125 for the loss of 2. Brown is on 11. With him is Royal on 3. As in comes Simpson. Sees that the man called Brown is ready. In it comes to bowl to Brown. Brown is back driving this one out to cover. The big old veteran Powell is in the way, can't score. 125 for the loss of 2. As in comes Simpson to bowl to Brown, who is driving this one straight. Good work. There's a chance for a run out of the bowler's end. Nice little stroke there by Brown, but good feeling by the bowler. And the man at mid-off had a shy at the stump. No connection. And another single to Brown, who pushes by a single up, I reckon, to 12. 126 for the loss of 2. As in comes Simpson to bowl to Royal. Royal is going for a big heave in a portion of the bat down to deep mid wicket for 1. With no Royal. You can hit the cricket ball a long way. Forcing a big drive there was Royal. The ball hit the inner portion of the bat and went down to deep mid wicket. And they trotted through for a single. Royal up to 4. Score up to 127 for the loss of 2. In strike back is Brown. As in comes Simpson to bowl to Brown, who is driving this one straight to cover. The old veteran Powell is in the way, so he can't score. At the end of the over, 127 for the loss of 2. I think it's going to be Jinx. Jinx on day 2.
The statistics for the match so far. Let's say summary.
Stress out the bars.
Bring up your summary by last week. Summary, I'm sure it was summary. You take a picture of that. No man, let me summary now man. Which one? Remember I said this take a while, you know, so when you press it, no matter when you how long you press it, you have to wait till you decide. You want some real top bowler, top batsman.
No man, maybe you want to get like the whole scorecard fee.
See some ready. Take a picture and take a run through that.
I 18 for 3 cents of them. Relax, so. So the match summary so far in this match. Batting first, St. Elizabeth won the toss and elected to bat first. We're blown away for 96. Ebanks top scored with 38. Orion 14. And Jordan Olness got 13. Elvis got 3 for 8. Orion Williams 3 for 15. And Powell 2 for 34. In reply, St. Catherine are now 127 for 2. Orion Williams 77. Romain Bennett 28. And not out at the moment is Carlos Brown on 12. And with him is Royal on 4. So 127 for the loss of 2. So we are back for the resumption. We are back for the resumption after the drinks break. It's going to be Eubanks to take up battle with Royal. And it comes to both to Royal. Royal's driving in the air. Throw me down. 1-2 bounces into the boundary. It won't get there. Heavy outfield it. It just 4 runs. Sweetly timed by Royal. He posed into the shot and quite rightly so. Sweetly timed by Royal. He's up to 8. The score is up to 131. I reckon 131 for the loss of 2. Sweet timing there by Royal. He scored a century in the Senior Cup a few weeks ago for the same St. Catherine team here. So it's not a mug with the back, he's Royal. Very talented youngster. He plays for the St. Lucia in the CPL. As in comes Banks to bowl to Royal. He's getting on the edge. Good delivery outside the arse stump. Edge found. Dropping short after wicket keeper. Eubanks having a few words to say to Royal. So it's a good battle here going on between Royal and Eubanks, and it continues. So a slip, gully, point, cover, extra cover, mid on, mid off, and a man at the deep mid wicket boundary. As in comes Eubanks to bowl. Royal here dropping shot on a quick single. Good cricket here by the St. Catherine team, and hampers through for a single. Another single goes into the scorebook. 128 for the loss of 2. Royal is on, I reckon, 9. With him is Brown on 12. 128 for 2. Thanks, my scorers. 132 for the loss of 2. As Ebanks is going to be bowling to Brown. Yes, it is. As in comes Ebanks to bowl to Brown. Brown is getting a delivery played out to cover. McCarthy's in the way, can't score. 132 for the loss of 2. Royal is on 9. With him is Brown on 12. The lead is 36 lead so far by the St. Catherine team. A very deep and big batting lineup is the Catherine team. As Banks set his field. In he comes, passes umpire Chris now to bowl to Brown, who's driving down to mid-on for 1. Good work by the young youth player. Diving across to his left to prevent a second run. So he's a prospect there. There's a lot of prospect there in St. Elizabeth. As Evans gets some work done on the cricket ball. Looks up, sees that the man called Royal is ready. In he comes. Passes the umpire now to bowl to Royal. Royal's getting a ball on middle of leg. Some turn it towards mid-wicket. Simpson is in the way, can't score. At the end of the over, it's 133 for 2. Back to you, Mr. Brown. Over in St. Ann, it's 19 for 4. Kingston in their second innings. Is this a game on at St. Ann? Our really are going. Our
So I greet you with the news that Senton has not given up, as Kingston in their second innings are 19 for 4. So that's a lead of 45. So effectively they are 45 for 4. Here at Shedwin Park, St. Catherine Cricket Club are 133 for 2, a lead of 37 as Simpson bowl to Carlos Brown, who defends the ball down the inside of the pitch. Here's Simpson again, bowl to Brown, short, and he turns this to the man at forward short leg, who made a nice stop on there's no run. So over at Senton, the Naranda backside in Discovery Bay Senton are fighting back as Kingston are 19 for 4. Green and Riley at the crease as we watch Simpson bowl to Brown, and Brown clip this ball down to short mid-wicket, a short straight mid-wicket, and there's no run. The score remains at 133. 133 for 2. Brown is on 13. Simpson bowl to Brown, and Brown covers up on the front foot, eases the ball into the offside, and the keeper runs from behind the wicket and field, and there's no run. Toss back the ball to Brown. Brown now looks up and he sees that Brown is ready. Simpson bowl to Brown, that one short, and he turns the ball into the onside. Good stop by the fielder at forward short leg, and again there's no run. So Simpson is keeping it very tight here. There's a slip, the forward short leg, a leg slip, a straight mid-wicket, a mid-on, a mid-off, an extra cover. Simpson bowl to Brown, and Brown drives straight down the ground, over the top, 2 bounce into the boundary for 4. The score moves up now to 137 for 2. Lovely shot there by Brown. Simpson giving that one just a little more here. Brown was quickly onto the front foot, and he hit it over the top of the bowler, straight down to the long on boundary for 4, and moves up to 17. So Brown is on 17, Royal is on 3, and the score moves up to 137 for 2. The lead is now 43, and over at the Naranda backside company, Kingston are in a spot of borders. They are 19 for 4. Green and Riley at the crease. But here at Shedwin Park, St. Catherine Cricket Club are totally in charge as the banks is to continue from the southern end of the ground. So let's look, a slip, and then there's a gap. So the man is just about third slip. So there's a slip and a third slip. As we watch, the banks moves in to bowl to Javard Royal, and he shots and he pulls it down to the man and the backward square leg boundary. He's out caught! He's out caught by Powell, and he's been sent off here by Ebanks. Royal is being sent off by Ebanks. So the St. Lucia Kings all-rounder and the Jamaican all-rounder, Javar Royal, got a short one from Ebanks, and he pulled it straight to Troy Powell, and the back 10 meters in from the backward square leg boundary. He didn't have to move an inch. He took the catch low down, just about knee height, and Royal gone. So St. Elizabeth have picked up their 3rd wicket. So good spell here from Ebanks. He's really putting his all into this. Has Royal got the centre off there from Ebanks just now. So they are 137 for 3. They are leading by 43 at this stage. But it will take a miracle of gigantic proportion for St. Elizabeth to get back into this match. Not so at the Naranda backside playfield, where Sentons are fighting back. The Senton Cricket Association having Kingston 19 for 4. Green and Riley, Derval Green and Riley, the 2 batsmen at the crease over there in Senton. So the new batsman coming out now for St. Catherine Cricket Club is Pete Salmon. So another national cricketer coming out, Pete Salmon. Batting at number 5 for St. Catherine Cricket Club, who are 37 for 3. So Royal was sent off there by Ebanks. He got away 2 overs ago when he got a short one from Ebanks. He looked to turn it. He took the top edge and it went high in the air. But the keeper and the fielder at first slip, they gave chase, but they were just unable as the rain started to drop. That really fall. There are drops of rain now coming here at Shedwin Park, and this could be it for the rest of the day. as we watch Ebanks mopped his brows, put some moisture on the ball. He's working on the ball as we look at the field. A slip, a third slip, a backward point, a cover, a short extra cover, mid-off, a mid-on, a mid-wicket, and that fielder who is 4/5 of the way to the backward square leg boundary. As the groundsman begin to move towards the covers. Let's watch Ebanks as he runs in from the southern end to bowl to Salmon, and Salmon defends back down the offside of the pitch. The bowler stops it in his follow through, did not pick it up as the man at extra cover walks in and picks up, and the score remained 137 for 3. If nothing else happened in this match, Ebanks would have feel satisfied that he got the wicket of Royal. He did send him off in fine style. As Ebanks now moves in, passes the umpire and bowl to Salmon, who just pushed the left pad and allows that to go through. And Ebanks is having some words with Salmon, asking him if he's a strokeless wonder. He's begging him to fire his irons as he walks back slowly to the top of his mark at a little gigger. As he's about to receive the ball from the fielder at mid-on. He catches it now and he turns. A very, very short run-up. He passes the umpire, bowl to Salmon, and Salmon pulls this down to fine leg. The fielder at first slip and backwards square leg give chase. They're gone for one, they're back for the second, and the score moves up to 139 for 3. So Salmon is off the mark with that pull shot. He got 2 there, just paddling the ball down to fine leg and getting 2. Not much force behind it as Ebanks is taking pace off the deliveries. He's mixing up his speed very well. Very, very short run-up. Very, very short run-up, but he's a very smart bowler. Ebanks in again to bowl to Salmon outside the off stump, and he just pushes the left pad and allows it to go through outside the off stump, and there's no run. So good work here from Ebanks. He's really toying with these St. Catherine Cricket Club batsmen, although they are firmly in charge of the match at this time. But Ebanks is enjoying himself. He's trying to get some moral victory here as he turns and moves in to bowl to Keith Salmon. Up to the wicket, bowl to Salmon, and again Salmon allow the ball to go through outside the off stump, and there's no run. So at the end of the over, St. Catherine Cricket Club are 139 for 3. Carlos Brown is on 17 and Pete Salmon is on 2. As we watch Lennox Simpson, over the wicket, bowl to Brown, and Brown turned this ball down to the man on the backward square leg boundary, who runs in halfway off the backward square leg boundary field and send the return to the keeper, and the batsmen are through for a singer, and the score now moves up to 140, with the lead now 44. So Carlos Brown moves on to 18. Pete Salmon is on 2 as he comes on strike for the first time against Lennox Simpson. So Simpson, the sun is trying to fight its way through here at Shedwin Park. It's just a little brighter as Simpson over the wicket, bowl to Salmon, and Salmon strokes this nicely down to mid-on. He just stand up in his crease, and the sweet sound of leather and willow echo across the ground as it goes to mid-on, as we watch Simpson bowl again to Salmon, and Salmon clip this to the man at a short, straight mid-wicket, and there is no run. He feel and there's no run. So let's watch Simpson getting through his over very quickly. Over the wicket, bowl to Salmon, who goes for a big shot, high and hard into the road, 6 runs. Lovely shot by Salmon. So Simpson again giving it a look of flight. They are telling him, why did you flight? You can hear Ebanks at leg slip saying, not that, don't flight any. He just give it a little here, and Salmon was quickly onto it, and he hit it high and hard over long off into the road for 6. And the score moves up now to 1. So someone moves to 8 and the score moves to 140. That's 146. 146 for 3. As someone is ready again as Lennox Simpson bowl to him short, turned in. He just strokes it back down the outside of the pitch to the bowler who field, and there's no run. So that was a little turn there from Lennox Simpson. As we watch Simpson again to bowl to Pete Salmon. He's on his way, bowl to Salmon, short, and Salmon pulls this to the fielder at long mid-on. He should have done better. He should have done better. That catch should have been taken at this level. You expect that catch to be taken. It beats him and into the long-on boundary for 4. So that should have taken, he should have taken that catch. Not a good effort. It seems to have injured his hand, but he should have been more alert there. So at the end of the over, is it the end of the over? Yes, at the end of the over, St. Catherine Cricket Club are at 150 for 3. Salmon is on 19. No, Salmon is on 12 and Brown is on 19. Back to you, Marlon Pinnock.
Yes. Thanks, Mr. Brown. $150 up for 3. Continuing from the scheme end is Ebanks. So he's going to be bowling to Brown with a slip. Gully, point, cover. Mid on, mid off. Man at fine leg boundary. 150 for the loss of 3. Brown. What's the score? Hold on. Brown Anthony. Brown is on 18, with him is Pete on 12. 150 for the loss of 3. The lead is 54. 54 lead. So it's going to be Eubanks to continue. Take up battle with Brown. Here's a slip, gully, point, cover, mid on, mid off. A man at a straightish mid wicket and fine leg respectively. As in comes Eubanks, sees that the man called Brown is ready. In he comes, passes the umpire now to bowl to Brown, who's pushing this one down to mid off, and there is no run. Score remains at 150 for the loss of 3. Earlier we lost the wickets of Bennett for 28, Williams for 77, and the last wicket to fall, Royal. How much did he need? As in comes the Banks to bowl to Brown, he's chopping this one towards mid-off. And a easy single, a sloppy bit of work there by the fielder. Customer single. Eubanks not happy at all. And definitely he shouldn't be happy at all. That's an easy single offer to the batters. So Brown pushes by a single up to, I reckon,
Hey, Chris, enough ball we have enough.
19.
Tell him to change the ball, man.
Pete Salmon on
Enough ball
12.
we have, man.
So it's going to be Eubanks to continue battle. He's going to be bowling this time around to Pete Salmon. Eubanks to bowl to Pete. Short. He's pulling this one down to I reckon deep square. One easy single. Man called Troy Powell is in the way. That's all he will get a single. Score up by a single up to 152 for loss of 3. Eubanks. What's his figures? Yeah. 14 overs, 2 for 46. As in comes Eubanks to bowl to Brown, who's turning this one towards a square leg. And it's choppers through for an easy single. One more to this total, up to 153, I reckon. 153 for the loss of 3. Brown is on 20. With him is Salmon on 13. Decent like the partnership building here so far. As in comes Ebanks to bowl to Peters, getting a short ball. He's pulling this one down to fine leg for one. The old veteran Powell is in the way. And another single up for Salmon. He's up to 14. Brown is on 19. 152 for the loss of 3. A slip gully. Point, cover, mid wicket. As in comes Ebanks to bowl to Brown. His turn is a loud appeal. Umpire Chris not interested. He should go down as leg by. Another single to the send catching score. Quite rightly signaled by umpire Chris. 153 to 3 at the end of Ebanks. Thanks my scorers, just a correction there. 155 for the loss of 3 at the end of the over. At the end of the over, Brown is on 20 with him, is Salmon on 14. There's a change in bowling from our commentary end. Brown back. Brown is back. Right hand medium fast. He's going to be bowling to Brown. So Brown to Brown. I wonder if they are families. So it's going to be Brown to Brown. So the field for Brown is a point. Cover. Mid on. Mid off. Mid wicket.
155.
And I'm on at the fine leg. There's some adjustment being made here. So let's see the field, what Brown have to work with. One thing, there's a fine leg, there's a straightish mid wicket. There's a mid on, mid off, cover, extra cover, point, a slip and a third man. As Brown runs away from us now. Cool breeze, nice sunshine here at Trading Park. To bowl to one, he's driving this one just short of the field line. Ebanks out mid off. And there is no run. 155 for the loss of 3. Brown is on 20. Pete Salmon is on 14. Steady replied by the St. Catherine cricket team so far. As is Brown on top of his mark. Sees that Brown is ready. In he comes fastest umpire just now to bowl to Brown, who is playing back along the pitch. Can't score. Brown is in the way. Good steady start here by Brown. Very good cricketer is Brown. He loves the cricket. Very enthused player. Sun is coming out in its glory as his Brown turns. Sees that Brown is ready. In he comes fast as the umpire now to bowl to Brown, who's getting a nice delivery on the line of Migla legs up. Turns this one towards mid wicket. Can't score. Score is kept on 155 for the loss of 3. Brown is on 20. With him is Pete Salmon on 14. The partnership so far. Partnership so far is 19. As in comes Brown. On top of his mark. Cool breeze, nice sunshine here at Trading Park. To bowl to Brown, who's driving straight as a die. 1-2 bounces into the boundary for 4. What a sweet shot by Brown. He's showing his classes, Brown. He's showing why he did play for Jamaica last 2 weeks ago. It's a sweet shot. It was pitched up in the heart, begging to be hit, and was dealt with severely by Brown. So 159 for the loss of 3. Brown is up to Brown is up to 24. The partnership 29. 21 thanks my scorers. 21 partnership so far. Someone doing majority of the scoring in that partnership. As Brown turns, what will be his response to that shot? In he comes to bowl to Brown, who's back driving this one straight to Brown, who fields, and there is no run. 159 for the loss of 3. As you can see, the St. Elizabeth team look very flat out there. You're not hearing anything at all. It's like they are saying it's all over. My word, is Brown. Very steady run up. In he comes. Passes umpire just now to bowl to Brown, who's turning this one to the mid wicket. One easy single. Score pushes by a single up, I reckon. to 160. 160 for the loss of 3. And that's the end of the over. Steady going so far by this end catching team. So back to you now, Mr. Brown.
So welcome back. With the news from St. Anne is that Kingston are now 30 for 4, a lead of 56. At Innsud, St. Catherine Cricket Club are 160 for 3. Carlos Brown is on 24, and Pete Salmon, the score has been adjusted, 25. The scoreboard is saying that Brown is on 25 and Pete Salmon is on 14. The score is 160 for 3. So Banks continuing his marathon spell from the southern end. This time he will be bowling to Carlos Brown, the man from Innsud. His high school is next door to the cricket ground. He would have played many times on this pitch. It may well be the home ground for his high school, maybe. I will get confirmation shortly. As he banks bowl to Brown, that one down the leg side, and he turns it in the vicinity of the square leg umpire. The fielder at short mid-wicket runs to his right, cannot prevent the singer. As the score moves up to 161, Brown pushed on to 26 as Pete Salmon comes in to strike. So Kingston just appear to halt the slide at the Naranda backside company as he banks bowl to Salmon, and Salmon drives down to the man at mid-off and there's no run. That's a pleasing shot. He just eases onto the front foot and with the full face of the bat meeting the ball, and it rushes down to the man at mid-off. Can't beat the fielder though, and there's no run. Let's look. As Ibanks moves in, a marathon spell, a good spell from Ibanks. Bowl to Salmon outside the half stump, a bit wide. The batsman allows it to go through to the keeper, and there is no run. 161 for 3. Brown is on 26. Salmon is on 14. The lead is now 65. As the Banks moves into bowl to Salmon, up to the wicket and bowl to Salmon. A bit closer, but the batsman judging well. Again allows the ball to go through to the keeper. Good judgment there on the part of the batsman. He will not be tempted. He just allows that one to go through. You know, the argument has just quieted down since the dismissal of Javoy Royal. There must have been something going on there between the Banks and Royal. But at that time, the St. Elizabeth fielders were very agitated as the Banks in move, bowl to Pete Salmon, and Pete Salmon just drives the ball down to the man at cover. The bat sound on this occasion very woody, and it seems that it touched the lower portion of the bat. It was not in the sweet spot. It sounded very hooded just now. As the Banks turns, he polishes away first. You know, he begins to move in. He wipes his hand in his pants and moves past the umpire and bowl to Salmon. And Salmon again allows that one to go through to the keeper. So at the end of the over, St. Catherine Cricket Club are 161 for 3, a lead of 65. As Brown is on 20. Brown is on 26. Salmon is on 14. That's the latest score from Shedwin Park. As the sun has disappeared once again. So we'll watch Brown. It will be Brown to Brown. Carlos Brown facing up to... What's Brown's first name? Oh, Dave Brown. That's his first name, Dougie? Oh, Joseph Brown. So there is an adjustment in the field as the man at backward square leg is coming across to backward point. So we have a first slip, a third man, a backward point, a cover, extra cover, a mid-off, a mid-on, a mid-wicket, and a man on the fine leg boundary as Joseph Brown over the wicket bowl to Carlos Brown, who leaves allowed outside the half stump. The keeper failed to collect. However, he stops it from going past him, and there's no run. So that one kept a little low. So Joseph Brown seems to be down on pace here. Saw him last week at the Manly on Cricket Park, and he was much quicker than this. He turns away from us as he runs away from us in the broadcast commentary and bowl over the wicket bowl. That's a full toss to Carlos Brown, who strokes it down to the man at short mid-wicket, and there's no run. Just the St. Elizabeth team have just gone a little flat, as my fellow commentators said. They have just seemed to go on a little flat. 161 for 3. Brown is on 26. Carlos Brown on 26. Pete Summers on 14. As Joseph Brown runs away from us and bowl to Carlos Brown, who moves down the pitch and drives the ball to mid-off and just follow through with this shot, and he gets a singer and he moves up to 27. So he was down the pitch there to Joseph Brown with a little bit of arrogance, clear intent, telling the bowler that your pace cannot bother me. So he was down the pitch and he drove the ball down to the field at mid-off, and he runs with the shot, and they threw for the singer. So he has now moved up to 27. The score is now 162 for 3. As we watch Pete Salmon face this up to Joseph Brown, who bowls, and he drives this down to long on. 1, 2, 3, 4 bunks into the rope, and it's 4 runs. Another 4 by Pete Salmon. He now moves on to 18. The score will now moves up to 166 for 3. Carlos Brown is on 27. Pete Salmon is on 18. St. Catherine Cricket Club are 166 for 3, a lead of 70 in the post-lunch session here at Shedwin Park on the second and final day of the Jamaica Cricket Association semi-final match between St. Elizabeth Cricket Association and St. Catherine Cricket Club. As we watch, Joseph Brown moves away from us, bowl to Salmon. Salmon leaves that one outside the half stump. Just a little shape in, not much, just a little, the natural arm action through to the keeper, and there is no run. 166, the lead is 70. So St. Catherine Cricket Club looking well on their way to the finals. At this stage, it looked like they will be playing against Kingston Cricket Club, but St. Ann is fighting back at the Naranda backside, feeling this cover break as Joseph Brown bowled to Pete Simmons, and he leaves that one again outside the half stump through to the keeper, and again there is no run. So at the end of the over, St. Catherine Cricket Club are 166 for 3. Salmon is on 18. Carlos Brown is on 27. And that's the latest score from Shedwin Park in St. Catherine.
So it's going to be Nemard to replace Ebanks. And he's going to be bowling to the right-handed Brown. Carlos Brown, very talented, technical, sound batsman. He's at his hometown, home ground in St. Catherine. Scored 100 in the last game. So he's in a lot of form. He's in form. Nemard with a slip, gully, point, cover, mid-on, mid-off, mid-wicket. And a man at long leg. As in comes Nemard, sees that Brown is ready. In comes Nemard, that very studious run up. In he comes the ball to Brown. Is steering this one to point. And a good single, good positive intent there by the batters. This is good cricket by the St. Catherine cricket team.
What a good team Maguire never
Just
played to the
pushed it to the right of point, called someone in, and the single was easily held. There's a problem here, and the umpire signaling for a new ball.
Yeah, win is is a win, man.
So as you can see, the umpire Chris Taylor calling for a new ball. So it seemed to me that the ball is damaged. So there's going to be a little break here. The umpire is calling for a change of ball. So they are changing the ball here. Big shot that Pete Salmon played. The ball went into the water. So it's kind of soggy at the moment. So having a little delay here. So at the moment, St. Catherine in reply to St. Elizabeth 196 all out. In reply there are 167 for the loss of 3. The Pete Salmon on 18 and Brown on 28. So the ball have been replaced. So we're ready for a resumption. In strike is Pete Salmon. Pete Salmon is on 18. With him is Brown on 28. Nemard back into the attack. So Nemard to Pete Salmon. 2 slip. Point. A slip, a gully. Point. Cover. Mid on. Mid off. Shortish mid wicket. And a man on the fine leg fence. As in comes Nemard. Passes umpire now to bowl to someone who's driving sweetly. Nemard is in the way. Can't score. 167 for the loss of 3. Someone look really good. He's timing the ball perfectly well. Is Pete Salmon. Very talented youngster. He's from the same parish here in St. Catherine. Played his high school cricket here. Played his club cricket here also. Back up a bit. So in comes Nemard. Passes umpire Chris just now. In he comes to bowl to someone who's forcing this one to point. And there is no run. Alert was the fielder. Denied him of a single. So another dot ball. 167 for the loss of 3. Remind you that St. Catherine has already taken first innings here from St. Elizabeth. Over in St. Anne, it's a stiff battle going on. 24 for the loss of 4 in St. Anne. Kingston in reply in the second innings. As in comes Nemard to bowl to someone who's butt driving this ball out in front of point. The extra cover is coming off the ball. Will there be a second? No. Good work by the youth player Kerry Olness, former youth player Olness. Good cricketer. Struggled this season with runs. Is Kerry Olness. What a fairly good cricketer is Olness. Very talented bunch of cricketers in St. Elizabeth. Carl, you know him as Kunkang. Very determined man. He's 46 years of age. As in comes the bowler. In he comes to bowl to Brown, who's turning this one to mid-wicket. Quick single. This is good cricket here by the St. Catherine team. Rotation of the strike key, and they are doing that just well. Another single to Brown. He's on 29. With him is Salmon. And 19. 169 for 3. Thanks to my scorers. Salmon is on 19. As in comes Nemard. In another steal the run up. In he comes past the umpire now to bowl to Peter, who's turning this one down to 1 square for 1. Powell is pushing around what he won't contain them from getting 2 runs in the end. This is sensible cricket by Pete. He's showing his experience, is Salmon. First class player. Played in the Super 50. Got a few wickets there for the Jamaican Scorpions. So he's experienced enough. He's around for a very long time, is Salmon. So at the end of the over, 171 for the loss of 3. Pete Salmon is on 21. With him is Brown on 29. Earlier we lost the wickets of Bennett. He went for 28. Orion Williams, he went for 77. And Java Royal, he went for 8. So at the moment, 171 for the loss of 3. Brown is on 29 with him. Is Salmon on 21. As in comes Joseph Brown to bowl to Brown, who's leaving one outside the off, through to the wicket keeper Reed. Call right, I make your pardon. Call right who collects Keelet. So Brown is with a slip. Third man, point, cover, extra cover, mid on, mid off, and a man at mid wicket, and a man at fine leg boundary, respectively. Joseph Brown, very talented young cricketer. In he comes, runs away from us now, cool breeze to bowl to Brown, who's advancing. That's a weird delivery by Joseph Brown. Keeper not calling. There's a shot, run out of the bowler's end. Let's see what the signal will be. Buys. Brown was advancing down the wicket. Joseph Brown sees it and bowled it a bit wide. So 172 for the loss of 3. Brown is on 29. With him is Salmon on 21. The lead is 76 lead. As in comes Joseph Brown. Passes the umpire now to bowl to Salmon. Salmon is driving. Oh my gracious me, that's sweetly time. Over the covers. One bounce into the bounce. Oh my word, that was sweetly timed by Pete Salmon. Caressed nicely. 2 cover for 4. A lovely shot by Pete Salmon. I heard that's a player in form, man. That was sweetly timed. I reckon that's a shot of the day so far. Full pitch delivery outside the off stump. Half on the width to someone, and he really accept it well. 4 runs. So the score 176 for the loss of 3. Someone on 25. Brown is on 29. As in comes Joseph Brown. In he comes fastest umpire now to bowl to someone who's whipping this one off to mid wicket for 1. They cross for the 2nd. Will they think about the 3rd? And they are going back for the 3rd. Good running between the wickets. Excellent running between the wickets by the St. Catherine team. This is top class cricket. They're showing why they are first class players. Tucked it nicely into the onside. The running between the wickets is really good. Joseph Brown is not in the sort of form that he was in last weekend. He's struggling for pace. He's struggling for rhythm. Is Brown. Let's see how he responds. In he comes. In a rather tired in run up. In he comes to bowl to Brown, who saw my word. I was saying about the first shot of Pete was nice, but look at this one by Brown. That was a shot of class, shot of talent. Oh my word, he punched up on it, 2 over extra cover. 1 bounce into the boundary for 4. Lovely shot by Brown. He's up to 33, I reckon. With him is Pete Salmon on 28. Tell you what, that's a shot. I would really love to see shots like this all day. 2 top class shot there. It's like saying shot for shot. As in comes Brown to bowl to Brown, who's advancing and going through cover once more. 4 more runs. Oh my word, I tell you what, there ain't no nonsense mood here at Shedwin Park. As a 3rd boundary on the over comes to an end. It's end of the over. It's 181 for the loss of 3. Back to you, Mr. Brown.
Welcome back with St. Catherine batsmen. The St. Catherine Cricket Club batsmen are turning it on here at Shedwin Park. Williams 77, Bennett 28, Javon Royal 8 are all back in the pavilion. But Carlos Brown and Pete Salmon is making a while the sun lasts. Their St. Catherine Cricket Club are now 177 for 3. Carlos Brown is on 32 and Pete Salmon is on 28. 177 for 3. And they are playing some glorious shots here. As Nemad has replaced Ibanks from the southern end of the ground. So many times I've said it. This is where I first saw Malcolm Marshall running in from to bowl to Lawrence Rowe. But this time it's Nemad. Bowl to Pete Salmon, and that one comes in a little, but the batsman on his front foot and defend, open the face of the bat and runs it into the offside, and they're through for a single, and the score moves up to 178 now for 3. That was a good delivery from Nemad, just touching down, just about off stump, and coming back into the batsman, but the batsman was equal to it as he went onto the front foot and opened the face of the bat and guided nicely, slapping his wrist as the ball rolls to the man that covers Nemad in now. Ball to Brown, and Brown standing tall and stroking the ball down to cover, down to mid-off. The field has to move to his left, and in doing so allow the batsman the opportunity to go through for a single. So that's another single. The score now 179. So the St. Catherine Cricket Club batsmen are doing this very well. Brown has moved on to 36. Salmon is on 29. As the batsman is not quite yet ready. As we looked as Nemad now moves into Pete Salmon. Over the wicket, ball to Salmon, and Salmon drive. That was a slower delivery. It high in the air. Let's see, 2 fielders running off it. None of them could get to it. And they allowed the batsman to come through for a second, as the return is wild and it's backed up in the offside. But that was a slow one from Nemad. He had Simon there, someone who was going for a big drive, but it never reached, and it ballooned high into the air. The fielder at mid-on and the fielder at mid-wicket, they gave chase towards where the old media box used to be, but none of them could reach it in time, and the batsmen are through for 2. So Salmon have moved up now to 31 as we watch his seconds as Nemad moves in from the southern end of the ground up to the wicket and bowl to Salmon, and he clipped this away forward of square. They're gone for 1. Troy Powell off the boundary comes in and field and send a good return into the bowler, and they would have to second for 1. So that Salmon now should push it up to 30.
Richard, 192.
So the score is now 192. 192 for 3. As the sun again tried to fight its way through here at Shedwin Park as we approach tea on the second and final day of this semi-final match between St. Catherine Cricket Club and St. Elizabeth Cricket Association. Nemad in, bowl to Brown. Brown defends, slacking his right hand on the bat, and the ball trickled down to the field at third slip, and there's no run. So 192 for 3. Salmon is on 30. And Carlos 32 and Carlos Brown on 36. Wow. So shout to the scoreboard and tell him.
Richard, Carlos at 38.
So Carlos Brown is on 38. Salmon is on 32. 192. Nemad into Brown. And Brown get a short one. He turns it into the onside off his hip. And that's the end of the over. So at the end of the over, Carlos Brown is on 38, Pete Salmon is on 32, St. Catherine Cricket Club, they are 192 for 3. That's a lead of 96 here at Shedwin Park in St. Catherine. May I have an update on this Senton match, please? If it is possible. So we are 6 minutes. So the news coming in from Naranda backside in Discovery Bay, Senton, is that Kingston Cricket Club are 43 for 6. So that's a lead of 71, 43. That's a lead of 43 and 27. That's a lead of 70. So that's a lead of 70. So match on at Naranda backside in Senton. That match is very much more interesting than this one. At this stage, St. Catherine Cricket Club is cruising. They are cruising to the final. Something of gigantic proportion will have to happen as we watch Lennox Simmons. Over the wicket, Simpson bowl to Salmon. Salmon is on the back foot and he's stroking the ball down to the fielder at cover, and there is no run. That's the sweet sound from the bat. We watch. As we approach tea here on the second day, Simpson bowled to someone on the front foot and defends the ball out into the offside, and there's no run. So good 2 deliveries there from Simpson. You'll have to be very careful. The margin of error is very small as Simpson in ball to someone short, turning down the leg side, and the batsman just worked the ball down behind square for a single. The fielder from leg slip gave chase and field just beyond the umpire, and they're through for a single. So someone moves up to 33. The score moves up to 193. Carlos Brown, who's on 38, is now on strike as Simpson from the northern end to bowl to Brown. Has slipped on a leg slip. Brown, Carlos over the wicket, Lennox over the wicket, bowl to Brown, and Brown just worked this ball to the man at mid-wicket, and there's no run. Let's watch Lennox Simpson as Brown just about to seconds in his crease as we approach tea on the second day. Lennox Simpson bowled to Brown down the leg side, caught, brilliant catch at leg slip. What a catch! Oh, Brown looking to turn that one, and the man at leg slip, he didn't have to move much, but it stuck. What a brilliant catch, and Simpson had picked up his second wicket, so Brown has to go, caught at leg slip. Yeah, Brown goes, caught at leg slip for 38, and the score now 193 for 4. What a good sharp catch that was at leg slip. As we approach tea, and the new batsman coming in is Rama Lewis. Is your former West Indies youth captain? Yeah. So the new batsman coming to the crease is Rama Lewis, a former West Indies under-19 captain. So this St. Catherine Cricket Club team is filled with talent, as the fielder there at leg slip just showing his teammates what he did. It was a good sharp catch. What a catch. And Simpson picked up his second wicket. That's Simpson's 42nd wicket of the tournament. Yes, it went very, very quickly to him, but he cushioned it well. That should be shown again and again. It was a brilliant catch. Oh, what a catch. Nice catch. Very good catch, Athena. It was absolutely a gem. Good catch. So Simpson have picked up 42 wickets in this tournament so far. So let's watch Lennox Simpson out to bowl to Lewis, the former West Indies youth captain. As Lewis secors, as he watched Simpson, Lennox Simpson over the wicket, bowl to Lewis down the leg side, and he sweeps. That's one missing. A stifled appeal from the bowler, but that one clearly missing leg stump. As we welcome back Marlon Pinnock.
Every time you see St. Catherine, you get it.
Thanks, Mr. Brown. This is supposed to be the last over before tea on day 2. So St. Catherine 44 for 7 in St. Ann. So St. Ann in Kingston in their second innings are 44 for 7. Is this late drama here at Kaiser in St. Ann? Let's see. Yeah. So there's a lead of just 70 in St. Ann. As in comes Nemard. Sees that someone is ready. In it comes to bowl to someone who's getting a router ball on the leg stump. Plays back along the pitch. Nemard fields, can't score. 193 for the loss of 4. Earlier, St. Elizabeth were blown away for 96. Strong reply by the St. Catherine team. But over in St. Ann, is it late drama there? Kingston in their second innings, 44 for 7, a lead of 70. As in comes Nemard to bowl to someone who's back driving this one out to the man at mid-off, can't score. The bowler in Samson is in the way, prevent someone from getting a single. 193 for the loss of 4. Nemard, a rather unusual run-up, but very talented young pacer is Nemard. Runs away from us now to bowl to someone who's turning this one down towards fine leg. Will it have the wings to get here? Paul is giving shows. Pull it back just inside. And someone is back for the second. He's up to 35 a reckon. 195 for the loss of 4. This should be the last over before tea. Someone is on 35. 193 for the loss of 4. 195, thanks, my scorers. Ramal Lewis yet to get off the mark. As in comes Nemard. Sees that Pete is ready. In it comes the ball to someone's getting a sharp ball down the left side. Good call it there by the old veteran behind the stumps. Excellent take by Mr. Carlwright.
Remember them days, Kunkan?
Brilliant wicket keeper in right.
Remember them days, there?
As someone shout, remember those days, Kunkan? Very good wicket keeper batsman back in his days, Kunkan. Carlwright, wearing the number 18, as Nemard sees that someone is ready. In it comes to bowl to someone who's back driving this one straight to cover. Sloppy bit of effort there by McCarthy. I think McCarthy should have done better there. He's just pushing out, no effort there, and an easy single to someone. And another single. Someone is up to 36. The score is up to 195. 96. Ramal Lewis gets ready to face his first ball from Nemard. From Nemard. Former West Indies youth player. Ramal Lewis used to play for the Guyana. As in comes Nemard to bowl to Lewis. Lewis is pushing one to point, can't score. At the end of the over, and it's tea on day 2 of the semi-finals between St. Elizabeth and St. Catherine at Shedwin Park. As the players make their way off.
Okay, so we will be back with you 2 minutes before the play resume after tea. So at this time we are going to break the broadcast, but we'll put up a new link and we'll be back with you 2 minutes before play resumes.